So here is the plan from today. Okay, so we'll quickly discuss that how we are going to proceed with our course. Okay, then we'll get into the subject. So the plan here is every day I would be sharing you such a content. Okay, I'll prepare you notes for you. I'll share this as part of a PDF. Okay, so that you can download it and you can refer it as your notes. Okay, so everything I'll put it in detail, whatever I'm explaining here. Apart from that, extra explanation that I'm doing. Okay, I'll be using a notepad. Okay, here I'll be explaining. Here I'll be explaining the other extra details, okay, which is required as part of the concepts or the topic. So this also will consider it as a running notes in a notepad. This notepad also I'll be sharing with you people so that you will have both the documents handy. One is the actual notes, okay, as part of a PDF, which you can take printout and that will be helpful for you for revising. Okay, the concepts are the uh, subject. Okay, and the other thing is we'll do all the practicals. Whatever practicals we are doing, we'll try to capture a few of them in the notepad for explanation, and whatever I'm explaining here in notepad, this also I will share as per our everyday notes. Okay, so these are the two things we'll be sharing every day, and of course the video will be shared. Okay, so any other thing you are expecting other than these notes, because I think this is more than enough. Okay, so what I suggest you is whatever notes I'm giving here, right, this I'm specially preparing for you. Okay, earlier I had a different format, but for this batch I wanted to clearly prepare some notes. So whenever you take a printout and try to read, right, while reading, take a highlighter, okay, and whatever important points you are observing here, just try to highlight so that while revising, right, if you want to revisit the content, you can just go ahead and focus on that particular highlighted content. Okay, so all these are important. Whatever I'm keeping here are relevant to our discussion. Whichever is not relevant or not required, just not adding as part of the document. Okay, so these are all the basic things that are mandatory. So you just take a printout, try to revisit whatever is provided in the content, take a highlighter, highlight yourself, okay, while reading, then that will help you out. Okay, that is how you have to proceed. Okay, so let's start today with Python. I hope as part of our you know graduation or degree or whatever, we have learned at least one language, right? Probably basic C or C++. Okay, so today we start learning Python, and we'll start with what is Python, okay, and what is the importance of Python, why we are to use Python, how exactly Python works, all those things we will discuss one by one. Okay, once again, hope my screen is visible. I'm sharing a Word document. Okay, and at the same time, you see my notepad also. Is it visible? I'm sharing both now, just to confirm.
Yes, sir.
Are you seeing my notepad as well? I'm typing here.
Yes, yes.
Okay, you're seeing both, right? Word and notepad, correct? Okay, fine. Okay, so let's start. We'll start with what is Python. Okay, so Python is a high level, a general purpose programming language. Okay, so there are a couple of words here in the definition of Python. We'll just go through it one by one and we'll understand exactly. So initially there will be little bit theory, just bear with me so that we can understand, the basics of what is Python and all. Then once we install Python, right, we'll jump into our coding part. Okay, so let's start. So when we are saying high level language, right, basically the computer languages are of two types, or rather three types we can say. Okay, one is high level language, other one is low level language, one more will be mid level language. Okay, so when we say high level languages are referring as the human readable or understandable form of languages. So Python is nothing but a very easy, okay, the code, very easy code, that reads almost like a plain English. So whenever we write a code, it will be a kind of a plain English, as if we are, speaking to each other, okay, while coding. So we'll use all the literals, those are used in Python, and we'll write the code. Okay. So internally, we don't bother when we are using high level language. So our job is just whatever instructions we want to give to Python, we'll just write that instruction. For example, say print this statement. Okay. So we'll write that in simple print statement. Okay. For example, I am giving the same thing. Okay. I'll say Python, hey Python, just print this. So this is nothing but our plain English, right? It is a human readable form. So Python is very user friendly. Python language is a very human readable form. We don't bother what are the internals of the Python, how exactly this is being transferred and compiled and providing the output for us. But whatever we are giving, okay, they are very easy. So output of this will be this is Python. It is something like this. Okay, we'll see soon in a demo. So that is what is high level language. High level language is an easy, human, readable, and understandable form of coding. So Python is a high level language. Then here it is also mentioned as general purpose. What is general purpose? General purpose is nothing but Python can be used anywhere in any kind of requirements. Okay. So we all know there is something called the full stack Python developer. So what is their job? They will use Python for an end-to-end project, which basically creates front ends as well as also work on backends. Okay. When I say front ends, here I am referring to as websites. Okay. Please, you also try to just read whatever I'm sharing. Okay. So that we are all in sync and just can ask me questions if you need. Okay. So general purpose is nothing but Python is also used for any kind of projects or any kind of requirement, right from creating websites to analyzing the data or creating video games or anything. Okay. So that is why Python is very famous because we can implement any project using Python. What is the reason? Again, the first one, because of its friendliness, because of its user friendliness. The code will be very easily understandable and readable. So that is the reason it is a general purpose language. Right from basic creation of websites till the high end projects, like anything related to even space or satellites, everything is a Python only nowadays. And yeah, this was the guy who has written Python. A little bit history here. You should aware of this. Okay. Of course, nobody is asking you who has written Python, but just for your information. Okay. What is this guy? Guido van Rossum. Okay. In late 80s, he has written the Python, but the very first well-compiled Python code has been introduced in 1991, and since then, Python is there. Okay. And here they are referring why they are giving the name this language as Python, because there was some famous, some web series or some monthly comedy series in US, okay, which has some character called Monty Python. Okay. So this guy was, very fond of that particular character and he has named his code as Python. Okay. This is the guy who has written Python. Well, now comes the main thing here. So this from here is what is our interest. Okay. What are the key features of Python? So every language has its own features, right? For example, we have also learned C, C++, Java, probably, right? So every language has its own features because of which it will become famous. Okay, it will be in use at a large for all the different kind of projects. So Python also has certain types of features, very important features because of it's very famous and implemented almost each and every project. Okay. So the very first feature of Python is simple syntax. Okay. The, for me, actually, this is the beauty of the Python. Okay. If you know C or C++, okay, or Java, we will write lot of syntaxes, okay, using the coding. we have to write curly braces, we have to write semicolons. Okay, so if even one semicolon or one syntax is missing, it will take a lot of time for debugging and all that headache, right? But here in Python, all those things are gone. Okay, it is very very simple. There is no much need of semicolons or curly braces or square brackets. Okay, it is a very very simple syntax which are using white space, of course, for indentation, and fewer complex rules that many other languages has. Okay, like I said, right? Semicolons, curly braces, square braces. Okay, all those things are least use. Okay, they are used only when we are particularly using any functions of the Python. But otherwise, for example, I just written here, right? See, if you observe here in C, what we do here, we will have a semicolon, for example. When I when I want to write the same code in C, I will have a semicolon. But in Python, so most of the times we'll make errors, right? So our tendency is most of the times we'll miss this semicolon, which will give you a compiler error. Okay, so Python has got rid of these such things, silly things. Okay, so there is no need to give any semicolon. No need to remember that you need a semicolon here. It is very user friendly. It is simple, right? I'll just use print and this. What is print here? Even probably this might have not needed, but I told you, right, one statement. Only when we are using some sort of functions, we might be using something called as these braces. Okay, brackets. So print is a function, basically. Anything is a function when we see like this, right? Just recollect whatever you have learned in your academics. Okay, it is a function. So Python is also, sorry, print is also a function here. That is where it is using brackets. And Python is making sure that we are getting rid of most of the unnecessary syntax. Those are being used in other languages, like for example semicolon. Okay, or for example begin bracket, end bracket. Okay, that we use right in C for compiling. Then lot of other literals, what we call. So the very first feature is a simple syntax. Okay, so we will spend less time debugging the syntactical errors because they are no more needed. The language is very simple, what we write. Then second comes is interpreted language. Interpreted language. So we all know, okay, whenever we are writing a high level language, that language internally should be converted into zeros and ones, right? Ultimately, computers finally needs zero and ones. Okay, processor only understands zeros and ones. So in traditional languages like C, C++, right, there are certain steps wherein your code needs to compile first. First you write the code, save the code, compile the code, check the errors, then you will execute it. Okay, even if there is no syntactical error, this is the process. But in Python, all those things are not readed. Okay, whenever you write a code, you can simply test then and there itself. Okay, without any problem. Okay, we'll see that in a demo, what this means actually. Okay, just remember we can run the code right away. Okay, without a separate compilation step. Okay, suppose in my code I am writing a printf, right? I'll directly test writing this one single line then and there itself. Okay, I'll show you how it is in few minutes. So what is the advantage? The advantage of without any separate compilation. What is the advantage? We can test then and there itself, which will help us in quick testing or modification. So immediately we'll come to know whether there is any problem or if the code needs any modification, then we can change immediately rather than compile the code, and then execute and then find the errors, which will take some time. When you're compiling the code, it will take some time. Okay, so that time is saved here. Okay, these are all basics. Next, large standard library. This is the backbone of Python. Okay, this is why the Python is very, very famous and being used in almost each and every project. Okay, what does it mean, large standard library? So I already told in our demo also. Okay, the beauty of Python is we no need to write a lot of coding for our implementation. There are a lot of modules There are a lot of functions. There are a lot of packages. There are a lot of libraries already written in Python. So our job is just we'll collect those packages, we'll use them directly. Okay, so this is the actual backbone of Python. Python comes with a massive collection of pre-written modules and functions. Okay, just remember this point. Python has a large standard library, okay, which comes with a lot of predefined modules and functions. What is a function? I'm iterating it again and again. But, may I know what is a function? And type in chat quickly. What is a function? Can we just understand what is a function? And if somebody doesn't know, please let me know. We'll discuss here.
Hello, sir.
Yes, function.
Hello. Sir,
Yeah, hi.
sir, sorry for
What?
the interruption, but my Zoom application was. Am I audible? Hello.
Yeah, you're audible. You're audible.
Yes, sir. Sorry for the interruption, but my Zoom application was disconnecting continuously from the class. So please confirm that is this my kind of issue or anybody is facing this kind of issue?
Yeah, can someone please, guys who
No,
joined?
we are good actually. I'm not seeing any interruption.
Yeah, thank you, Ramakrishna.
Sorry.
Anybody else? They are good, Raghu. It's maybe the issue
Okay,
is
okay,
from
fine,
your
sir.
end.
I'll check myself.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Thank you, sir.
Anybody else facing this issue? Please, can you confirm so that we can continue? Okay. Raghu, if you, okay. Yeah, if you want, we can take a pause for, 30 seconds or so. Yeah, I'll just take a pause. Meanwhile, we'll discuss. Okay. Tell me, what is a function? Can anybody write in the chat? What is a function? Guys, respond. Predefined. What is a function? How do you define? You can define in your own words, anything. What is a function? A function
Function is a piece of
is a predefined, yeah,
code
predefined
that
task. Good.
is a
Yeah, go
piece of
ahead,
code
Raghu.
that yeah, function is a piece of code that performs a specific task.
Okay. Yeah, I got what you're saying, Raghu, but your voice is breaking. Okay, maybe today you might be having some network issues. Okay, so your voice is not clear. Anyways, yeah. So a function is for a repetitive task which will have its own predefined instructions. So if you want to perform a task again and again, okay, we have something called functions. Those functions will have a predefined instructions to perform those tasks. Okay, so that is a function. So here Python are having a lot of functions which we can perform for us the repetitive tasks that we want to achieve. Okay, so we will see in a demo how exactly they are helpful. Okay, for now just understand we have a lot of beautiful packages or libraries of Python which we can directly use and implement in our code, which will reduce our coding efforts and which will help us for achieving our task very quickly. Okay, so what is the advantage here? The advantage is you don't have to code everything from scratch. Okay, if you need to work with dates, there are a lot of modules for that. So similarly for every requirement you will be having a proper library. Just import and use their functions. So that is what is a large standard library feature of the Python, which is very backbone of the Python. Then this is another very advantageous feature of Python. One is cross-platform. Cross-platform is we have different types of operating systems, right? So when if you are writing a code in Python on Windows, for example, that will run without any issues in other operating systems as well. Okay, it could be Mac or it could be Linux, it could be anything. So it is having a cross-platform functionality as well. So that is the beauty of the Python. Okay, so these are the major features of Python. because of which is it is famous and it is used predominantly in each and every project. Okay. So just to reiterate, simple syntax, interpreted language, large standard library, cross platform. Okay, good. Then, yeah, why is Python so popular? Okay, especially for beginners here, because this pain they will understand if somebody knows C or C++. We discussed, right, using the features. So it is easy to learn. Python is very easy to learn. Its syntax is clean and close to English, using indentation instead of braces or semicolons. Yeah, what is important in Python here is this part. Okay, this is very, very important. Okay, so like how in C++, these curly braces or semicolons I showed you, right, as they are important syntactically, Python has a major syntactical area which needs to be taken care by us seriously. That is nothing but the indentation. What is indentation? For example, this is funny. Okay. For example, I have given this, I have written this statement in Python. Okay. Now, what is indentation? Indentation is nothing but if I am writing something like this. So do you see the difference here between this statement and this statement? I have given two extra spaces here. Okay. So indentation is nothing but alignment of your statements in the editor. Okay. Alignment of statements in your editor where you are giving statements to the Python or where you are writing the code. So Python will give you an error if there is no proper indentation. Actually, Python is expecting indentation like this. So the code should start or the statement of Python should start at the exact beginning of this line, the very first column of the editor. Okay. This notepad editor, right? Just assume that this is an editor. Okay. Same thing will perform in integrated development environments also, like VS Code, PyCharm, okay, Claude, anything. So what Python is expecting is, boss, you have to start right from the beginning. I don't like any spaces in front of your statements. Okay. So this indentation is very strict in Python. So we have to, at most, if we want to focus on coding, this is the area where most of the times we have to take care. We have to do proper indentation. Obviously, that will come, by default when you practice. But this is the area where Python is, considered as a syntactical error most of the times. Okay. So apart from the curly braces or, the semicolons as per C language, the example which we discussed. Okay. So the meaning of this is easy to learn is nothing but only using indentations is important except braces or semicolons. Then fewer lines of code. We discussed, we have a lot of packages or functions already available in Python. So you can do a lot of less code comparing to other languages like Java or C++. Okay, so a lot of things are already implemented for you. Just use the function, do your job. Okay, all these things we will see, how easily they are when we are trying to implement certain tasks in our code. Okay, then versatile, of course, we discussed this. Okay, versatile is nothing but it is used for almost different types of projects or requirements. It could be a web development, data science, automation, machine learning, which is our area, right? Games, etc. Then huge community and libraries. Yeah, this is what we discussed. No, this is the backbone of the Python. So here I'll show you important part. Okay, this is what is the for important thing. Um, So we were talking about Python libraries, right? So where are they? So this is the official Python document. sorry, official documentation of Python. Everybody seeing my screen? Yes. So this is the official documentation site of Python where we will find each and everything related to Python. Okay. And I was referring to the libraries of Python, right? So we can see here this library references. Okay. This is the main thing. This is a very, very important thing. Okay. So what are these? Can you just read out? Standard library and build tools. Let me go and open this one. This is the official website of Python, where we will get each and every detail about the Python language, including all, okay, documentation, what are the updates, what are the different libraries, what are other things, how to install, what are the example modules, okay, what are the different APIs those are supported by Python, everything you will see here, okay. And you have observed here in the left side, these are all Python versions. And where are we sitting today? What is the latest version? The latest version is 3.15. But here they are saying in development. Okay. So very soon, this will also get a status of stable. So once it is stable, we might be getting, the latest Python version as 3.15. But for now, maybe mostly in our code, we will use 3.13 or 3.14. Any of these are fine. Okay. And just to show you example, right? So these are the different types of libraries of Python. Okay. So for example, I'll see here, show you here this one. Okay. So this is part of our Python coding, wherein we learn what is the list, what is the tuple, what is the range. Okay. So here you will get all kind of information with respect to those functions. Okay. What library we have to use, what is the package, what this function does, how exactly they work, everything you will get information here by default. Okay. In case while coding, if we are stuck somewhere, we will come here and we will try to see what is the exact syntax for that particular code. Okay. Suppose, for example, I am trying to see what is if else. Okay. So I'll go to if else condition. I'll try to check the syntax here. And accordingly, I'll make changes if needed. So this one is particularly for something called as concept of list tuples. Okay. So we will refer this documentation. Okay. Whenever we have any queries about Python, or if you want to learn more about Python in detail. Okay. You will also have something called here tutorials. Okay. If you want, you can just check this as well. Let me open a new window. Here you will have tutorial as well. Okay. You can easily go through one by one. It will all tell you about basics of Python. Okay. For example, argument passing. So it will tell you how exactly you have to pass the arguments. All details will be there. Okay, but very basic, at the very basic level. Okay, so all this anyway you will learn while coding yourself. Okay, that we practice. But yeah, this is the official document of Python. So whenever you have any doubts, or if you want to know anything about any package or any function or any syntax, you can just go ahead and come here and you can refer this. So this is, let me check this 3.15. Okay, that's fine. So got it? So I was telling right from the beginning, okay, the Python has a very huge community and libraries, which will help us to implement our code happily without much efforts for our task. Okay. Any doubts till now? Any questions? Please, if you have any questions, put it in the chat. I'll try to respond. But otherwise, yeah, I'll just move forward. So various Python used for, we all know, we are using presently for our requirements in data science and machine learning. Obviously, we spoke. It's also used in front end and back end for all the kind of web developments. Okay, and particularly your all social media, almost everything is on Python only nowadays. There is another important thing. Okay, before this machine learning or data science implementations, Python was using, the main job of Python was this. Okay, it was used for performing automation and scripting. Okay, in our real time work. Okay, before we started our data science projects, our predominant responsibility was to perform these things, okay, to automate the regular tasks. So we used to write Python codes, okay, for automation and scripting. Okay, how we utilize is this one. Okay, yeah, this one I want to highlight here. So we have something called data scraping. Okay, this we will see while we perform RAG operations, okay, using data science. So there in that concept, we will get there something called as scrapping data. Scrapping data is nothing but we will randomly visit, websites. We'll try to fetch the content of that website. We will try to analyze them, okay, process them, and we'll try to get some meaningful insight or output using our LLMs. Okay, so that we'll see. That is a very beautiful concept. Okay, that we'll see in our upcoming chapters. Okay, so that is what is automation and scripting. Then of course software testing. This was one of the famous area where Python was also being used for writing again testing scripts. Clear? So that was very basic things about Python. We understood what is Python, why it is used, where it is used, what are the different features. This is more than enough, for us, because we are predominantly working on our data science projects. Okay, we are not doing any development here. Okay, we are not full stack guys. So this much is enough for us. Okay, no need to dig further on the other details of Python. Okay, so having said that, so shall we start with Python installation? So any questions? I'll just take a 30 minutes, sorry, 30 seconds pause here. Any questions, please? And okay, so what I want you to do is for initial classes, right? At least for 1 week, okay? Just listen whatever I'm saying, okay? Just listen and try to understand whatever I'm, typing or showing the syntax. Just try to listen, understand, capture all the, basic things. Then probably from, next week onwards, when we start actually practicing a lot of syntaxes on Python, then just let me know if you want to practice together or you will practice it later. Okay, I prefer you just listen and understand in our session, because it will be 1.5 hour session. So better you listen, understand. Anyway, I'm going to provide you all the contents whatever we practice, right? Then later in the day you go ahead and practice it. Okay, that is the best thing, so that we'll save time in our session. And if you are getting any issues, we can just continue in our next session working on those issues. So that will be helpful. Okay, so whatever I'm trying to teach here, I'm trying to show the syntax, the coding. Just try to listen and understand carefully. Very, very important. Those seems very simple. Believe me, those seems very simple, but practically those will create problems. Okay, so try to understand, listen carefully. I'll provide all the notes. You practice this later in your day whenever you're getting time, but do practice regularly. Okay, right. So any questions till now? We are going to start our Python installation. Okay, so from here we'll start our Python journey. We'll start coding. So any questions? Any questions, please? All good? Guys, hope you all got registered, I believe. Still, somebody is not registered. Kindly register yourself. Okay, maybe soon this link might change, because I need to provide you, those notes, right? Notes, videos, and all. So that will be a different link wherein we'll use Classroom, Google Classroom website for sharing all that information. So kindly enroll yourself, okay, for the course. Okay, so no questions. I'll just proceed. Let me show you what is happening with the Python installation. Okay, and we'll take it from there. Right. So these are the Python installation steps. Okay, so very first thing, what we do, we will check whether Python is already existing in our laptop or not. For some reason, if you're using Python already for practicing, or for just exploring something, just make sure you confirm it once again whether Python is installed or not. And then accordingly, you take steps. Okay, if Python is already installed, well and good. Verify the version if it is updated or not. If not, try to work on updated versions. Okay, so let me start with showing. So let us start. Okay, let us start and let me install Python. So okay. So the very first thing what we do is we'll try to understand whether Python is installed or not. Obviously, in my system, Python is installed because regularly we are working on that. So what I'll do for your purpose, okay, see already I have Python 3.14, the latest one only. Okay, so for your purpose, what I'll do, let me first uninstall and I'll show you how to install the Python. Okay, so what I'll do, yeah, I'll just go here. Guys, I have already Python. If you have already Python, okay, just check whether you have latest version or not. Okay, then if it is there, just leave it. Okay, otherwise you can do just for practice purpose. Just go and uninstall here. Python 3.142. Yeah, uninstall and you try to reinstall it again. Okay, it will take a few seconds. So installation is very easy. It will just take a couple of seconds, of course, depending on your RAM. But yeah, ideally it will be fast. It's trying to remove everything, all the libraries, all the dependent modules, everything with respect to Python 3.14.2. Just for your information, 3.14 is our version. Okay, so here 3 is called as a major version, 1.4 is called as a minor version. Okay, that is how we will name the versionings of the any package. Okay, the major version and minor version. Major version is 3, minor version is 1, 2. So this minor version sometimes is very important when we are using certain functions which are not supported by the latest versions. Okay, for example, say my code is little bit old, or a legacy code, okay, which is written probably 1 or 2 years back. So within these 2 years, Python might have got a lot of upgraded code, right? Upgraded libraries, and the library or the function which I am using, the version uh, may not be supported or working properly. Okay, it will say deprecated. So at that point, we have to check which version is supported. Okay, this especially this minor version. So here 3.14 we have seen, right, in our documentation site. These I'm talking about this. Okay, so if you observe here, there is something called a security fixes it's giving. Okay, so they'll keep on upgrading these versions. Okay, so we have to just make sure if some function or something is not working, then in which exact version it is supported. According to that, we have to install that particular version. Okay, so it is called as major version 3, and the rest of the 2 digits is called as a minor version. Okay, so thank you for using Python. Okay, okay, uninstall was successful. Right. Now, if I see, now shall I check whether I have Python or not? To check, the command is py, Python shortcut py. Okay, no installed Python found. You got it? What I'll do, I'll just keep this one. Okay, I already have here. Fine. Now what we'll do, we'll go ahead and install Python. So where we have to go, we have to do one thing. Just to go to Google. Okay, just go to Google and type here Python download. Okay, you will get onto the page. Python download. Of course, mine is Windows, so I'll be using Windows, but the procedure is the same. Okay, you can easily download and use it for other OSs as well. So I went to this. I will download from this site. This is the main site. Okay, I'll put it in the document. Did I kept? It's already there. Okay. python.org/downloads is a website where we can download the latest Python. Okay. So here it will show what is the latest Python. Get a standalone installer for 3.14. So I want standalone. This is something called a Python install manager. This needs more memory and some extra unwanted related things will install on our system, which I don't need. What I'll do is I'll just go and use this 3.142. Okay. Here, if you click on downloads, right, it is showing what is the latest Python, which is already available. Okay. So I'll just go and click here. If you want, I'll just for your I can just refer this quickly. After this, I'll keep here. Okay. Guys, hope all are with me. Okay. Downloads. I'm just going to click here. It will start, downloading the Python software very fast. It's done. Okay. This is my Python exe. I'll go to the location. Okay. Open. What I'll do, still loading. It's going to that location. Probably my system. Is this Zoom creating some problem? Maybe. Okay. Fine. So where is our downloads? Where is our downloads? Okay. So this is our Python exe. Okay, I'll just go ahead and execute this one. So now you are seeing here. Let me, yeah. Everybody able to see? This is very important. Just focus on this part. If you miss one step, your Python will not work properly. So this is the very first screen you will get when you click on the Python installer or exe. Okay. So focus on this area. We have two checkboxes. One is called use admin privileges when installing Python, and second one is add python.exe to the path. So both of these checkboxes are very important. Okay, you have to select both of them. The first purpose is use admin privileges. For example, on your system, you might be having multiple users. Okay, so for multiple users, there will be an admin. Okay, if you are installing it as an admin, this Python will work for all the users. Okay, for example, say you have user 1, user 2, user 3. All three users are working on this same system, same machine. Okay, if you are working or installing Python as an admin, all the three users, user 1, user 2, user 3, will be able to use the Python. Otherwise, what happens? Whatever user I have logged in presently, for example, say user 1, only that user will be allowed to use Python. Okay, so that is the reason what we are saying here is use admin privileges when installing Python. That means install Python on my machine as an admin. When that happens, right, anybody, any user, okay, if this system is using multiple users, any user can use the Python in his own profile. Okay. Then the second one is very, very important. Please observe, select the checkbox, add python.exe to the path. Okay, here observe, this is a capital PATH. Okay, this path is referring to the system variables of the operating system or this OS. Okay, so what's happening here is if you select this, whatever Python we are installing, it will be installed in certain path, right? So that path will be honored such a way that you can execute Python from any path from the machine. Okay. If you are not selecting this, I mean, if you are not selecting this, in whichever path you are installing Python, every time you have to use that path to execute Python exe. As simple as that. If you are not selecting this checkbox, You cannot start Python from any folder or any other path other than where you have installed the Python. Okay. So for general purpose use, right? I want to start Python and initiate Python from any of the folder or any of the path. Okay. So because of that, I am using this checkbox. So this checkbox, what it will do in the registry of the OS, it will set wherever the path we are installing. You see here, this is the path. T users, home, app data, local programs, Python. This is the path. If you are seeing my screen, okay, it got clicked. Wait, I'll go back to last. No. Okay, I'll show it one more time. Cancel. Yes. See, these are very important for beginners who are trying their, hands for the first time on Python. Okay. So that is the reason I am, showing here very clearly. Try to focus and just try to execute again. Let me minimize. Lot of beginners will, stuck at this very beginning point only. They will get errors if they are not doing this properly. Okay. So what I'm saying is admin is for installing Python at the admin privilege so that all the subset users who are accessing the machine should be allowed to use Python. Second thing is add python.exe, okay, to access Python anywhere from any folder on the machine. Okay, got it? Now I'll selecting this install now. You have to click on install now after selecting these two checkboxes. I'm just clicking here, which will start installing the Python. It will just take, a couple of seconds and it will finish installing. Those two checkboxes are very, very important. I mentioned in our document. Just refer carefully whatever I kept in the document and follow accordingly. If you are missing somewhere, okay, if you are missing those checkboxes, again, you have to go manually set the executable path of Python in the Windows environment variables. As simple as that. It's not like, we cannot do, but manually we have to go and, update the exe path in the system variables. Okay, I'll just show you in a minute what I'm talking about. I'm talking about system variables and all, right? I'll show you exactly. So once this setup is done, the Python exe path will be stored in a system variable of the OS. Okay, we will take a look on that. Okay, setup successful. Okay, good. Close. What I'll do, I'll just quickly show you. Okay, under the system environments variable, if you just search for system variables, see this is the area we have something called as environment variables. Under system properties, advanced tab, you have something called environment variables. Okay, if you click there, you will see here your Python installation. Where is it? This one. You got this? So this is the place where the checkbox is needed, which we tried for path. Okay, let me go to the document we have there. Yeah, guys, you are able to see. This is very, very important here. This checkbox, what we said, add Python exe to the path. This is the path reference. Okay, this is the environment variables of the system. This is the path variable. Okay, here the Python exe path will be set. For some reason, if for any of you people, after installation, if Python is not working, just go and check whether Python is added or updated in the system variable or not. Else what you have to do is just you have to come here, okay, and you have to manually add it here. How you will manually add it? Just double click here, okay, go to edit and you can add it. Sorry, new. Click new. You can go ahead and type the contents here, okay. But our Python is already added, so that is fine. So that is the importance of the checkbox what we discussed. If it is not there, I cannot execute Python from any of the other locations other than this default path of Python. Okay, I have to come to this path manually, then I have to start the Python exe. Okay, right. Now we have installed Python. So shall we quickly check whether Python is installed or not? How to check whether Python is installed or not? How to check whether Python is available in our system or not? Simple command. Our first command is py. Good. Now our Python is back. Earlier we got, py is not a proper command or something like that. Now we got our Python back on this machine. The latest version is 3.14. That's what we have installed. Okay. And this is called as a Python interpreter. Hope everybody are with me. Okay. This is called as Python interpreter. And the simplicity of Python that we were talking about, right? Print. Simple. Very first command. Welcome to Python wall. Okay. That's it. See how simple it looks like. Okay. Print this statement. No semicolon, no curly braces for this at least. Okay. Now as soon as I hit enter, okay, this resultant white statement is nothing but output of this print statement. This is what exactly means we can test our code immediately without any interpretation or without any pre-compiled steps. So what has happened? We just gave print command. We didn't compile anything. There is no code or nothing or any no saved file, nothing here. What I did, I opened a interpreter. Okay, I just type here. Immediately it gave me the output. Okay, we understood what are the features of Python, right? So this is what. Okay, I'm talking about this particular feature. This one. Okay, it allows for quick testing. What we did, I just wrote a Python statement. I hit enter. Immediately it is giving me output. It is not asking me to, set up some path or, put it in the file, save it, then compile, nothing like as a C or C++. Immediately it is responding with the output. That is what is this feature, interpreted language. Immediately we can test then and there itself. Same thing with more beauty, we can do it in IDs, maybe it in PyCharm or VS Code. Okay, right. Next, now how to, okay, we understood Python is installed. We understood how the simplicity is there, how the interpreter is quickly responding. Then how to check the Python version. This is the special command. Particularly, if you want to look out for Python version, the command is Python space hyphen version. Okay, hyphen version not giving capital V. No, what happened? Sometimes it depends on version to version also. Python. Sorry. Okay, I'm in interpreter actually. Sorry. Okay, I'm in an interpreter actually. So now here we have to give. This is a DOS prompt. Okay, I was trying to give in the Python interpreter, which will not be accepted. Okay, so if you observe now, I'm in the command prompt of Windows. Okay, to look out for the Python version. So the command is Python hyphen version. So what it is giving? It is giving us the same thing, 3.14.2. Major version is 3, minor version is 1.4, and subversion. Okay, same thing what we did, we tried using this as well. But this is taking us internally to something called as Python interpreter, where we can directly execute the commands. Okay, this is called as Python interpreter. Will directly, give command and it will execute for us. Okay, so this is how we can confirm whether Python is available on our system or not. If it's not available, we'll install. Then after installing, we'll confirm whether it is installed or not, looking at the version. Then if you give py, we'll get into an interpreter, Python interpreter, wherein we can directly execute any commands. So would you like to see something? I'll say 12 plus 25. Just hit enter. I'll give the result. Okay. So it is, Python is so simple. It is not expecting any other details. I just told Python 21. Give me the product of 21 into 34. There is no other extra literals here, we are saying. Okay. It is just giving the output. So what is happening? This means internally Python is ready with some kind of library or package which will understand if left side is a number, right side is a number, within there is any asterisk symbol, then call the multiplication function, give the output. Simple. So this interpreter is ready, intelligent enough to understand this statement or whatever instruction you are giving, and it will give us the result. So this is how simple the Python is. Same thing you cannot achieve on any other languages like C or C++. You cannot directly execute like this, anything. Okay, right. A 30 seconds pause, please. Any questions? All good till now? All clear? Type at least yes, yes, so that we will proceed further. Right. Thank you, Abhiraj. Okay. Now what next? We install Python. So what we'll do next? We verified version. We went into the interpreter. We have seen how Python is simple and taking our statements, executions. This all I have provided here. Okay. Don't worry, everything is here. You can first, for practice purpose, you can start. Okay. Just take these examples. You can execute it as it is. And yeah, this part actually I'm interested to explain you, though we are not, doing any deep, development kind of things on Python, but this basic understanding we should have how the Python internally exactly works. We have seen, right, how easily Python is giving us the results. Okay, so and we also spoke about, what is the interpreter and how Python is, behaving by itself, taking an interpreter and converting our statements very easily, very quickly. So we should understand internally, just for our understanding sake, what is happening, how internals of Python is working. Okay, so this part we will take a look. We'll take a deep dive. Okay, just for our understanding purpose. Probably you should have some knowledge on internally how Python is working. See, the problem is we are executing a lot of Python codes, right? In everyday life, from today onwards, we'll be executing a lot of Python codes, Python statements. Okay, so we will be encountering a lot of issues as per our commands or the code that we are writing. So we should have this minimum information, like what is exactly happening when we are executing the Python commands, how exactly the code is being interpreted, and how we are getting the output. Okay, so that basic knowledge we should have. So that is the reason I just kept this content here, which we will discuss. Okay, which we'll discuss later. But yeah, one more thing important here is we were talking about the high level language, low level language, right? Hopefully you will all have this information. So high level languages are nothing but the language which are in human readable form. Okay, the example. So whenever we are writing a code, right, in the IDE, that is considered as a high level language. But ultimately, what system needs or the computer processor needs, it needs zeros and ones. Okay, and who is converting that? There is something called as interpreter. Okay, this low level program is nothing but an interpreter. So it will convert this high level language into a low level language, then convert it into machine executable form. So Python will exactly use just a high level language. Internally, it has its strong interpreter. Okay, that is nothing but this area. Okay, so Python is having a very strong interpreter. Inside interpreter, there are different components like the compiler itself. There is something called as bytecode, which is very important, and a virtual machine. Okay, so all these three components combined together in interpreter, which is making Python's interpreter more powerful and helping us to execute Python codes, helping us to write Python codes very simple and in very easy manner. Okay. So this thing we will discuss, will continue tomorrow as we are top of an hour. But today, just you understand that, from the high level language, Python is basically a high level language. Okay. We'll use just English human readable words or coding to write Python programming. Okay. Everything is automatically internally taken care by something called as interpreter. Okay. This knowledge you should have, because you will be executing a lot of Python codes. You will be encountering a lot of errors. Looking at that error, you should analyze what exactly is happening behind the scenes for whatever code you're writing. Okay. So I think for today we are good. Maybe I'm little bit fast today. Okay. Just let me know if I am fast. Okay. So that I can, explain a little bit slow. If you have any questions, we can take the questions. Otherwise, I will share this document. Today is just basic, theory that we discussed and how to install Python and all. If you want to practice, I'll share this document today. Okay. And again, please, I request you get enroll yourself so that we can move a little bit faster in our course, and we'll complete it. I believe there is another holiday season is coming up, right, within 1 month. Hope mostly you people want a kind of break for 2-3 days at least. So let's utilize every day, very productively, and let's try to achieve as soon as possible whatever course contents we have, right? Okay. Now it's your turn. Please ask me questions. We can discuss anything in general within the topic or anything. I'm open. Please ask questions. And thank you for all joining for today's session. I am open to questions. Please, any question is welcome. We'll just spend 2 to 3 minutes so that you can carry. Okay, good.
Actually, just like I tried that Python,
Mhm.
exited from my Python interpreter, but when I'm checking this version, right, it is not showing up for me. Is that
What
something I
command
have?
you are giving there?
Python version or something? I'm trying to check.
You installed Python now, just now,
Yeah,
as
just
we
now, along with
okay,
you. Yeah.
successfully got installed.
Yeah. Successfully installed, and also I'm able to see that what are the product summation, everything I'm able to do.
Okay.
After exiting from interpreter, just I'm trying to check the version, whatever you mentioned.
Okay, you do one thing. Close the command prompt which you have, open again, and then try.
Yeah.
Just close the existing command prompt. It will not update actually. Okay, so we have to just reopen the command prompt again so that the internal all the systems will load the libraries.
Yeah, it's okay. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Okay, guys, then we'll continue tomorrow. Okay, we'll proceed further. Maybe these couple of days it will be slow because we have to understand a lot of basic theory. Once they are all completed, then we'll jump everything on a practical. Okay, everything will be coding, coding, coding. Okay, right. Thank you.
Excuse me.
Yeah, yes, Raghu, go ahead.
May I know how many people are attending offline for this course?
I think this is online only, Raghu. No offline.
Sir, but they said that we will have provide you both online and offline for this. So that's why
True,
I'm just
true. That
asking.
yeah, true. That's correct. Okay. So, but the problem here is most of the people are online only. Okay.
Okay,
So
fine,
that
sir.
is the reason we are not getting the offline classes. See, for
Okay,
one or
fine,
two
sir. Thank you.
resources, it will be tough, right, to get onto offline
Yeah,
classes.
sir.
Yeah. And if it is online, maybe hope in future, maybe by next week, more people will join so that, it will be helpful for most of us.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I was also planning to switch to offline after Pongal.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, fine, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, sure, sure. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you,
Yeah.
sir.
See you
Bye.
tomorrow. Bye bye.